Hello everyone, Bashar here. So we are together with our one more temple video. I'm not gonna say final maybe because maybe I will do something. So the temple is finalized and let's see how much it provides. I thought about doing the energy thing, but I do have videos on this. I just put blink on and some light radius and go to the temple as quickly as possible. So because my damage was ample, I have turned off. Now, if you have taken a look at my build guide, I have turned Arctic armor and siphon elements off. I let the what's the name? I let the infused stuff go. So if I'm doing party play, then I would turn them back on, right? But yeah, I'm just testing blink now. Okay, hold of actual, I'll take that. Lovely creature. So in this temple, guys, it's fully built, it's fully upgraded. The one I showcased to you, right? Maybe I should have showed it before I stepped into it. But let me just show it to you quickly. As you can see, it's fully built, also fully upgraded. We are doing the side chain now. As you can see, multiple divines are at this point pretty common. No divines can happen as well in a room, but overall we should be in the neighborhood of, maybe a little above one divine per room. That is my understanding of it. So we have 77 rooms. We should be getting something in the neighborhood of 80s or so. Yeah. And the thing is, guys, I was always wondering when people were saying, 70 divine, 100 divine. And the thing is, when you are building it, up until the final stages, you never get that sort of stuff, right? You get like 20s, 30s, right? And you're like, what's going on here, right? So, the 70s, 80s that people were talking about feels like a myth. And, I did consider many times, are they really taking into account, the architect's orbs, the wall infusers, the wall cultivation orb from the rooms? That 70 including those, or is it, just 70 divines? Well, let me tell you, it is 70 divines. Yeah. And okay, there is a no need. So the only thing that matters for this at this point is 99% of what matters is the protection medallions. I mean, we will be losing our generator every once and then, so generator room card medallion is also somewhat meaningful, but I would say like 1% maybe. This room is so annoying, guys. I mean, you need it because it gives rarity, but you have to click that stupid soul core thing. You have to click on this monster. You have to wait for it to spawn. You have to kill it, and only then the room counts as complete. So the side chain does not really provide us with protection medallions, sadly. There are only 2 rooms in the entire side chain that can provide protection medallions. So we rely on our Spy Master Garrison chain for those. Also the Smithies help as well. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, maybe I should be stopping grabbing these, but the cheap ass in me doesn't want to let go. Because that animation is not very acceptable for sure. Okay. So as you can see, without the Arctic armor, without the what's the name? Without the infused stuff, the siphon elements, it doesn't really go much worse, right? But we do have the blink. Okay, so I had an empty inventory regarding currency at the very least. So if you are wondering, a lot of the stuff is just turned off, right? I mean, only perfect chaos orbs are on, I think, currency wise, and obviously it's stuff that is more valuable, right? So divine and up, right? Because perfect chaos orbs have been gaining a little bit of value, and I think they are a little above a divine now. What is our current situation? 19. 19 in 24 rooms. That is a little below my usual experience, but perfectly normal. And also, guys, the side chain does not really have too many rooms, right? So these spy master rooms, these garrison rooms have a lot of monsters in them, so the yield goes noticeably up in those rooms. Spy master with 0 divines. That's interesting. Really? Wow. Really? Okay. That doesn't really happen very frequently, right? So the side rooms like Alchemy Lab or something, it's perfectly fine to get. Yeah. So that did recover it, I think. So this place gives infinite XP, infinite currency, right? This is insane. So guys, just to put things into perspective, if I get a level 97 player here with me, right? It would take them like 3 to 4 rounds to level up, right? From 97 to 98. 98, 99, I'm not very sure. Around 10 rounds or so. And for level 99 to 100, which is extremely hard, I don't know if you have tried, it takes about 30 rounds. So that's why we have so many level 100s this season. It's just very easy, right? And I have gone for it last season, if you recall. And it's not an easy thing, right? It's normally very, very hard. I was fully min-maxing and spending a lot of currency, and still it was very, very challenging. Now it's just easy. No protection medallions so far. I'm not panicking very hard because, this room I'm protected. For this run I'm protected, but the next run might not be very, very enjoyable. And sometimes it bullies you very hard. So my extremely unlucky run is, 1 protection medallion only. Can happen. And I have gotten 2 so many times. Yeah, I was actually panicking. And then the game decided to give me 6 in a single run. So weird. I mean, just give me 3, and I'll be fine. Nope, no 3. 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 6. Something like that. Okay. I mean, I think it would be time for 1 protection medallion to drop. Because from this point on, right, after we finish our... Oh my god. After we finish our Spy Master garrison chain, there will be the Smithies that can drop the protection medallions and not much else. I mean, there are a few rooms. The Tomatage, no. The Alchemy Lab, I think, can do it, but yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I am back in the business of getting bullied. Yeah. And the thing is, guys, this is how people do this, right? I mean, the people with the best temples just do this exact same thing. So, 2 a single run is perfectly normal, right? And I would also say 2 in a single run, finally, is a little bit unlucky, actually. I would say 3, 3.5 would be the average, but... So this one is nice. If I get 1 more, then I'm good, right, for the next run. If I get 2 more, then I'm a little bit insured for the next run. If I get 3 more, then I will be protecting the generator as well. Otherwise, I'm gonna just let the generator die, because, that's perfectly optional, because it does mean only a few divine every run, and yeah. Every single time we get some proximal tangibility guy in the corner, and thing is, that's kind of our fault, right? Because we have all these corruption chambers and rares have an insane amount of modifiers. Take a look at my headhunter, guys. I have 59 modifiers. And I think the maximum is like 61. And you would generally be on 61 modifiers. As you can see, 59 goes down, goes up. Because they have all these extra modifiers, the ones in the corners are pretty likely to have that proximal tangibility annoyance. Okay, 1 protection medallion so far. So let's take a look at our haul. That's 49, I think. Yeah. So the thing is, I have not been keeping the perfect chaos orbs. Not keeping track of the perfect chaos orbs. Did I get knocked down? Okay, I did. So I'm not going to include them in the count. Pure divines. So if you were wondering if my temple gave me anything more valuable, right? Probably you would wonder. So you have probably seen the short in which I get a mirror when I was playing with a friend that has a rarity bot with somewhat low rarity. He was just getting started, but yeah, we did hit the mirror. And when I was playing solo and brace for this, I did get 3 locks in Akara's locks, right? Insane. And the funny thing is, one of them was very early season. I mean, for me, I did start a little bit late, and I had like 4 or 5 rooms in my temple. I had like 1 or 2 spy masters, and in that spy master room, I did get a lock early on, and then when my temple was properly built, I did get another. I was gone for a while, and after I returned like 2 days ago, I did get another. Okay, we got a shrine scepter. Let's try it. These are very simple, and this is quite a myth. So this is supposed to be able to give you the dreamer scepter, which is valuable. I have never found it, not once. And I'm like on 40 tries or something. I'm not very sure. Yeah, but so these scepters that give you shine effects, you can corrupt them, and you can hit the dreamer scepter, which gives you chaos damage, the gloom blah blah shrine, and the increased effect duration. That is pretty decent. For example, that helps you your sparks remain longer on the screen as well. It is a pretty good thing. Okay, this guy takes forever to die. Okay, so another thing that I have to make my mind about is, should I let these corruption chambers be? Because the thing is, guys, they take a really long while to drop their currency, but they are about 1 divine. They are a little below a divine, so wait for this or not. Same goes for the smithies. The smithies drop the thing is much faster, but it's worth like 40% of a divine. 5 of them are worth like 2 divines. I'm talking about the vial infuses. Yeah. If I switch to group play, I should definitely skip those, because you get so many divines. Okay, Raspith Globe. So I'm gonna do a video on that, but just to keep you guys company. So I was somewhat lucky with the protection medallions. The room that I told you in which I got 6. Oops, that was a mistake. 6 protection medallions. After that, I asked the guild if anyone would like to join me to leech some XP and gold or loot, right? Because the thing is, I'm not picking up anything worth less than a divine. So for the guy that is on the tens or hundreds of divines level, it is actually pretty good, right? And so 3 people from the clan joined me, and we got 214 divines. Yeah. And obviously I gave them a share of the profits. I think I gave them all 10 divines per. And one of the guys was pretty stuck on the loot, right? So he told me he gathered 89 annulment orbs in a single temple, and 25 perfect exalted orbs, which is I'm not picking up those as well. So if you want to join me for this is also, as I said, extremely good leveling. So guys, if you have a character that's fresh out of the campaign, like level 65 or something, a single run would get you to 90 or so. Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating. Yeah. So one of the guys that joined us, that joined me in here, was, I believe, level 86, right? So that is somewhat mid levels, right? He was level 94 when the run ended. I was surprised myself. 94. I mean, a lot of people stop playing their characters on 92 or 93, right? It can happen. So, yeah, 86 to 94 in a single run. 3 divines. Whoa. That's actually quite a bit. So we are on 75 now. Whoa. So my initial assumption of 80-ish divines, I think, is pretty modest, right? So this does look like, so it's going to be my personal best, guys. My personal best is, but of course, I have been building up my temple, so not all of these runs are on this fully built temple. I think on this fully built temple, this is my third run or something, fourth, fifth, something like that. So I have been getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 80, but in a run, guys, I don't know how this happened. So I was missing some upgrade medallions, right? So it was not fully built. So the chains were intact, but I was missing some upgrade medallions, right? And because I was getting bullied by the protection medallions, I also lost my generator, right? And I got 90 in that run. I don't know how, right? But yeah, my record is 90, so maybe we can break that record here. How much is this again? 77? No, I'm not very sure. Probably not. By the way, a single protection medallion. You see, this is the bullying that I was talking to you about. Nope, I don't need a Zantipi, thank you very much. I need a Zantipi now. Single protection, right? Yeah, single. Pretty ugly, actually. So, guys, if this remains to be the case, and I think it will, upgrade medallion. So let's see if I can have use for upgrade medallions. I don't think so. But let's grab it. So if I have room for any more upgrades, we can see that. I shouldn't. So yeah. Yeah, no record is going to get broken here, I think. Because these rooms do not have that high yield. The initial Spymaster Garrison chain and the Smithies are good money makers. I am hearing a headhunterish sound here, but I don't see the item. Where is it? That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Should there be a blue star on my map, but no big deal. Yeah, I mean, it did stop being so profitable. We are almost done, so I'm gonna guess we are going to end up at about 80, so my projection was actually correct. Okay. As I said, I do not count the architect's orbs, infusers, etc. That's 79, I think. Yeah, one more Thaumaturge Corruption Chamber thingy. So solo, I suppose this is acceptable, right? I'm not very sure, but in a group, definitely not, right? I have to let those buildings go. Okay, 79. And it took us about 16, 17 minutes or something like that. Yeah, I think we are done. Yeah, we are. 40, 70, 79. So yeah, guys, when those people were saying numbers like 70s, 80s, they actually meant, now we have found out, they actually meant pure divines and not these included. Because we have gotten like 10 of these, that's about 4 divines or so. We have gotten like 6 of these, that's about 5 divine, that's 9. That's about 1 divine as well, maybe a little bit more, 10. That's a little about, so we get around 20 divine, a little above 20 divine from the buildings, and we get around 80 divines per run, so the yield is 100 divines, and I'm not counting these, right? We didn't get any vertex this time around. Last run was, I think, like 3 vertex. So how much is this? If you want to sell it as it is, this is not really very valuable. Yeah, okay, really. 8 divine or so. 9 divine or so, yeah. So guys, I have been working on these. These items can be very valuable, but yeah, I have been just wasting currency on them. But if you hit the right thing, this thing can be worth multiple mirrors. You have to hit the right while cultivation of thingy here. So that is about it for the temple showcase, guys. As you can see, around 80 divine is quite normal. As I said, my record is 90. I'm gonna keep track of the drops, and once I have a reasonable number of runs, I will share my results with you. And so yeah, that is about it. One final thing of note worth saying would be the yield is not going to jump up until you do the final room, sadly. So this could be another video, but when you are like halfway through your spy master chain, you can start to expect like one divine a run or so, and I'm not adding the lesser currency in, right? So because you will be getting a lot of greater exalted, perfect exalted, etc. You could add up those to some more divines, but around the end of your trauma, which is the end of the spy master garrison chain, you would jump up to like 2 or 3 divines, maybe, right? At the beginning of your golem smith chain, about 5 divines or so, maybe. I'm just giving you approximate numbers. At the end of your golem smith chain, it would be around maybe 10ish, right? And at the end of your main chain, it would be about 20s or so. Yeah, because the thing is, guys, you have so many buildings, and the final buildings that you put give you so many bonuses, right? They give you bonuses because the thing is, for example, this Hall of War, right? 20% increase of monster packs, and normal monsters have 30% increase. We have a ton of monsters here. So we have 20% of packs in all of these rooms and 30% normal monster effectiveness, right? 60% rare effectiveness. And these bonuses get amplified by the other buildings like, the Golem Works. So it doesn't feel like it, but every single room you place in the secondary chain is gonna add something in the neighborhood of like 3 divine, right? Per, right? And also the upgrade medallions are going to add a lot as well, because a tier 2 commander's headquarters gives you 30% rare effectiveness, and tier 3, as you can see, gives you 60% effectiveness. And take a look at my rare effectiveness here. How much is it? Should be somewhere here. Why can't I see whatever I'm looking for at any point? So let me tell you though, humanoid monsters have effectiveness, rare monsters have effectiveness. I can't see it. I think it's not fitting in this screen because we have that modifier. So anyway though, let me talk about this. Increased number of... So the numbers in here are going to get amplified while you are inside, because the building bonuses will trigger generally by a like factor of 3 or 4, depends on which building it is. So every single room that you add here is going to make a difference of about 3 to 4 divine or so, and the final result is going to be in the neighborhood of 80 divines or thereabouts. As I said, I will keep taking note of whatever I get, and then I'm going to share it with you once I have enough data, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye.